Hello, this is Wes, and you are watching the Knoxville Divergence Trader Expert Advisor training video. This will show you how to install and run the Knoxville Divergence Trader Expert Advisor. And also we'll be showing you a little bit about how to backtest it. Alright, so first off, whenever you open up the zip folder after you've extracted it, then you'll find the Knoxville Divergence Trader.ex4, and this is what you're looking for. We may go through this a little bit quickly because we already went through all of the steps for uploading in the other video that we had about the indicators, but the process is just a little bit different. So we're going to go to the start, and then we're going to go to computer. Then we're going to go to our C drive, and then you need to find your MetaTrader 4 platform. It could either be in the C drive or in your program files folder. Mine is called MT4. And then you'll go to the experts folder. Now, whenever you are putting indicators on your platform, you normally go through the indicators folder right here. But this is an expert advisor, so you will leave it in the experts folder. Okay, so we are going to do the same thing that we did before, which is just drag and drop. You can either drag and drop or you can copy and paste. I already have it in there because I programmed it, so I'm not going to actually add it in there. I just cancel it instead. Alright, so, alright, now it's in my platform, and I already have my platform open because I didn't actually transfer anything over. And I'm going to minimize this, and I'm going to show you how to get it onto a chart and also some of the settings you'll need to use, and then we'll go into the back testing part. So I'm going to open up a new chart first of all. Okay. There are a few settings that you need to make sure that you have checked on your platform in order to use an expert advisor. And to do that, we need to go to Tools, Options, and then the Expert Advisors tab. In here, the only ones you really need to check are Enable Expert Advisors, make sure these are not checked, and then Allow Live Trading, and do not ask manual confirmation. These two I usually check even though I do not use them, but the main ones are Allow Live Trading and Enable Expert Advisors. After you've done that, just press OK. For this one, you are going to need the navigator. So I'm going to exit out of the Market Watch. I'm going to click on this button that has a little gold folder and star on it. Now, under Expert Advisors, you'll see any expert advisors that you already have on your platform. We're looking for Knoxville Divergence Trader, which is this one right here. You can double click, or you can just drag and drop it on the chart. This will not draw divergence lines, nor will it draw the reversal tabs. This is only for placing trades. So if you want to watch the lines and the reversal tabs being drawn, you need to add the indicators to the same chart. Alternatively, if you want to use the Knoxville Divergence Trader on multiple currency pairs and time frames, you have to add it separately to each chart. You can't add a bunch of them to one chart. It needs to be one expert advisor per chart. Okay. So first on here's magic number. This is what associates all of the trades from the Knoxville Divergence Trader from all of the trades on your platform. So make sure it's something that is memorable, but also not the same as any other expert advisors you might have. Slippage, that's pretty obvious. It's how many pips it's allowed to move after you place a trade before it actually the broker fulfills it. Lots, for this, you might be used to using, say, 1,000 or 10,000 or 100,000 or whatever it is you're using. And in this case, this platform, MetaTrader 4, recognizes it as 0.01, 0.11, etc. 0.01 would be 10 cents per pip. About 10 cents per pip. It's not going to be exact, but it would be about 10 cents per pip. 0.1 would be about $1 per pip. and then 1 would be one full standard lot, which would be about $10 per pip. I always put it on 0.01 as 10 cents per pip, just in case someone forgets to change it. That way they don't get huge lot sizes being traded on their platform. Use trailing stop. That's if you want to use a trailing stop. I set it to false as default, but you can set it to true if you'd like. The trailing stop again is how many pips of profit you have when the trailing stop starts up. Trailing stop is how far behind the current price the trailing stop or your stop loss is moved. So say it's 20 pips of profit when it starts, then it would move it to 10 pips behind that price. Trailing stop increment is how many pips it moves before it moves the price again. So if it moved up to 22 pips of profit, then it would move the trailing stop to 10 pips behind that again. Move to break even, that's pretty obvious. You're going to set that true if you want to move to break even. And it's default at 20, but you can change that to whatever you want. Recent exits is where it will find a recent high or low to use as the stop and profit target, the stop loss and profit target. So if you want to use recent highs and lows, then that's fine. That's what it defaults as, but you can set it to false if you prefer. Also, the recent exits plus pips is if it finds a recent high or low, then it adds this number of pips to that recent high or low. So if you want it to add 10 pips, then you just put in 10. So say it finds this high right here, then it would add 10 pips on top of that. If you put in -10, it will actually subtract 10 from it. So it will put it 10 pips below the recent high or 10 pips above the recent low. Hard exits. This is if you would prefer just to use a stop loss and profit target that's just standard for every trade. And that's what the stop and profit are right below it. The rest of these are settings that you would use in the Knoxville divergence indicator and reversal indicator. So candles back, RSI period, momentum period, fast MA period, slow MA, all that, all the way down to the bottom. Okay. Also, use SMA. This is if you would like to use a simple moving average in conjunction with the trade. So say use the SMA period right now is 34. Say you set this to true and you want only buy trades to happen above this simple moving average. So say you set this to 200 and you only want buy trades if it's above the 200 or sell trades if it's below. Then that's what you would use the use SMA for. It was something that someone had pointed out to us at some point, that it might perhaps work a little bit better, so you're more than welcome to test that out. Okay, after you've done all of that, you set it up the way that you like it, and you just press OK. And then it'll just go through and place trades automatically as divergence setups occur. But we would not recommend doing this on a live account. In fact, you should use this on a demo account until you are sure that it's going to be profitable with the settings that you have been using. Okay, now we're going to go in how to test it. There's two different ways to get to the strategy tester program. One is right-click on the screen, go to Expert Advisors, and then Strategy Tester. The other way is just to press F6. And then the last way is to press this little magnifying glass button up here next to New Order. And that brings up the Strategy Tester. I'm going to actually remove this from my chart. Alright. Okay, there's a few things to know about Strategy Tester. Okay, first off, over here next to Expert Advisor, this is the actual Expert Advisor you will be using. So make sure that the Knoxville Divergence Trader is selected. This is the symbol that you're using. The model, I always set at every tick because it's the most, as it says, it's the most precise method based on all available least time frames to generate tick value. Okay, then you want to check your period, the time frame that you'd like to use. All right, use date, that's what date time frames you'd like to use. Visual mode, that will allow a chart to come up onto your screen where you can watch all the trades going by as they go. Alright, you do not have to have it in visual mode if you just want to test a huge time frame. Visual mode is a little bit slower, but you get to watch the trades being placed, so that's why it's so cool. Now if you go to Expert Properties, this is where you'll actually set the properties for the Expert Advisor. And if you would like to change the deposit size of the account that is being traded in the strategy tester, I think it defaults at 10,000, but you can set it to whatever you want. And press OK. Okay, so from there, you should be able to start your test. Now, if you get an error that says you have no historical data, then you will need to download historical data, and I'll show you how to do that now, so that way you don't waste too much of your time. If you go up here to Tools and History Center, it shows all of the currency pairs you can download. Just click on one and then press Download, and it takes a little while sometimes for some of these pairs to download. So download as many as you want to test, and press Close, and then it'll have the historical data for you to use. From there, you just press Start. And I'm going to pause this right after it gets done. Okay. Alright, so from here, you can add indicators to the chart. You can apply templates, apply a basic template, and then I will add Knoxville divergence and reversal. Okay, so there we go. Alright, after you've paused it, you can play around with the speed. There is a huge difference between 31 and then the final setting, which is 32. It's hard to say what you would want to use because there's such a huge difference. As you can see, 31 goes relatively slowly, but if you move it up to 32, you can see that it moves very quickly. Alright, so after you have completed your testing, whether it's on visual mode or not visual mode, whichever one, then it'll complete and you won't have to press anything. I'm just going to press stop so I can show you the rest. And if you come down here to results, it shows you the trade that you placed. And it looks like it made, actually it looks like it did pretty well. About 31 pips it looks like. That's cool. The graph shows you the profit that you have made from your trades. Report finishes up and it tells you everything that went on during the trade or during the test. It's actually pretty cool. Initial deposit, total net profit, absolute drawdown, total trades 1. Gross profit is 3.17. Maximal drawdown is 2.67. Short positions 1. Profit trades, percent of total 1, because it only took 1 trade. Consecutive wins, consecutive profit, consecutive losses, and so on and so forth. You can also export this data just by right-clicking and save as report. And that's pretty much it for the strategy tester and the Knoxville Divergence Trader. If you have any questions, please let us know.